Another day out at the Oasis homestead here, and today we are getting ready for the little incoming Arctic blast that the weather has forecasted. And so we're supposed to be dipping down to about minus 35, I think, out here. It could get a little bit worse, you never know. So today we're actually gathering up some extra wood. I was cutting up pallets on the last video and getting ready, and now today, since it's fairly nice out, it's still cold, it's in the teens right now, so it's not very hot. But a good way to keep warm is by chopping up some wood. So that's what I'm doing here. I actually had cut this last year and only cut a portion of it, of the wood that we needed, and didn't end up using the rest of it. So it's kind of the nice thing with the rocket stove and the way the house, the earthship is, with the solar gain and the passive solar concept and whatnot, because it definitely, I think, saves us a whole lot of wood, especially on days like this. I mean, we had the fire going for a little bit in the morning. I think we woke up to 65 degrees after having the fire out since like 8 o'clock last night. So, I mean, that was 12 hours, I think, maybe, before we burned the next. And yeah, I mean, it was minus 10 for the low, and we still woke up in the house at 65 degrees, which I'm sure a lot of people with their thermostats are just setting it to even that, and we're doing that flawlessly, or effortlessly, I guess I should say, with the earthship design and being the passive solar, as well as the rocket stove design, being more, half rocket stove, but also rocket mass heater as well, because the tubing goes through the floor and through our water heater and such. So we've got a lot of mass that heat is being stored in as well. So, but yeah, just to last us the next couple days, I think I'm probably just going to need this one tree right here just to cut, I think, maybe a couple logs off that, and we'll split that up into little smaller chunks. And yeah, because we don't really stuff big logs into the fire. So like cutting one piece off of that, I'll cut it, or I'll split it into fours, but then we'll split those fours into probably 8 or more pieces, honestly, and that'll last for some, I mean, that one piece will last for some hours, I'm pretty sure, in the rocket stove. So we'll only need a couple pieces from this, maybe half of it, to get through the next couple days of minus temperatures. So we'll see how that goes. But this is, what we do on the homestead for wood, because we have a whole lot of dead trees on our property from a fire that happened out here, I think 40 or 50 years ago, something like that. So we actually have a lot of dead wood. Like that's a dead tree from the fire. That one's just still been standing. I haven't chopped that one. But that our 6 years of living out here, this is our firewood that we've chopped, as well as partially helping clean up the land as well from future fires, just cleaning up a lot of the dead brush, the dead sticks, and trying to actually utilize a lot of the more broken down wood, like you can kind of see here. It's a little bright out, I can't even see my camera screen, but we've got a lot of this wood that we'll use for like hugelkultur beds and for mounding and for adding to terraces that we'll be doing in the future on these south facing hillsides. So it's kind of the nice thing, and it's a little bit to the benefit of, or why we bought the property even too, because of, just the potential for cleaning up and, doing something that was unconventional, obviously, with our earthships and everything else we're doing. But, that one big benefit is that we have a good amount of, regular growth pine trees and juniper trees, and yeah, I think, yeah, cedar wood. If the juniper and the cedar wood are the same, I forget. But yeah, we've got a lot of dead wood. So the last 6 years, all we've been using for wood is chopping all of these dead trees down, all of this dead, stuff that was burned away and is still standing, hasn't even really gotten a chance to lay on the ground and be broken down like some of this other stuff. But that's kind of the conditions out here as well, is that we're dry, we're high mountain desert is what we are technically. So we don't get the most moisture. Our annual precipitation's like 11 or 12 inches of rain. So, there's not a whole lot of things helping kind of the composting and breakdown process, especially on this hillside with how many bare trees there are compared to the forest that we have over on the other side of the hill. That's got a little bit more composting and fungi action going on over there. And there's definitely a lot more dead wood and dead trees over there to chop down. So it's like we still haven't even gotten everything that's close to the house, as far as dead trees and whatnot. So honestly, for 6 years for us, I mean, I guess to me, it's a testament of, the efficiency of the rocket stove coupled with, the efficiency of the passive solar design of the Earthship. So pretty cool. But I mean, this is, how we get free wood basically. So we've never had to pay for wood. And yeah, if anyone's got dead trees on their property, take advantage of that. That's free wood for you. But that's another thing to look into that I've been looking into myself is the silviculture, which is just kind of the regeneration of forests for sustainable harvesting. So, that being said, if we've got another 6 years maybe worth of dead wood to still cut down, probably next year is the time to actually start planting a lot of these faster growing, trees that are meant for harvesting wood and stuff like that. So I'm going to actually look more into that throughout the winter here and kind of see what we can do about that for next year in starting to plant, because we've got plenty of space, we've got plenty of projects, plenty of hillside, and that's one big thing is trying to terrace a lot of this. We can improve all the trees and the landscaping just with terracing and swales and all that good stuff that we will be doing here in the future, as well as on other projects and other parts of land. So stay tuned for that. This is what I'm doing for today to keep things warm, is chopping wood. And we're not using a chainsaw. I use a hand saw. I use a mix of this Silky Saw Zubat. So this isn't a product promotion or anything. But, these Silky Saws are awesome. And then I also have the bigger version, which this one is good for, smaller branches and stuff. I could actually probably cut through that log right there with this. It'd take me forever though. But this is my alternative big one. And I'll pause for a second. And here we go with the Silky Katana Boy, the 650. This is the bigger one. So this is the one that I actually use mainly for cutting bigger logs and hacking down trees, as you can see from over there, the little stump. So I don't even use a chainsaw. I actually let a friend borrow that because he needed it more than I did, which is the funny thing. But, honestly, this is how I keep warm, is keep in motion. And this is, I keep my fingers warm slightly. Not right now because I'm filming. My fingers are definitely getting cold. It's cold out. But this is what I'm using for chopping wood. So, saving on gas as well. I mean, it's a little workout, but I guess, when we're not having to chop as much wood for the rocket stove, that cuts down on how much we need, which equates to how much I need to even chop and spend time outside chopping. So, it's a multitude of things that it cuts down on. And I'll attest to, I think I've owned these for almost 3 years now, I think. They're still super sharp. But yeah, I was just trying to open that thing before putting the camera back on, and I definitely just poked myself with one of the blades, like ever so slightly, and now I got a little bit of blood. Oh, as a rabbit just dashed through. That's pretty funny. We got nature out here, so that's another benefit, is we get to absorb nature while we're outside chopping wood. You can hear it's just so quiet and peaceful. And I'll leave it at that. So stay tuned. I definitely am going to do a goat video too. So stay tuned for the goat video and what we've got going on for the goats over the winter. So I'm going to get back to chopping wood. Yeah, like and comment. Definitely subscribe if you haven't, and share with other people that might be interested in this kind of stuff. Otherwise, shoot me any suggestions anybody might have as well. So thanks for watching.